unto deserving and to himself. This is why most times we get jealous of our fellow members. We get jealous of our fellow sisters, just like Cain did. Now, the both of us were asked to offer something. You gave something good more than I did. That doesn't mean that I will be jealous of you. What you have to do is that try your best so that next time you will give more. But most of us, instead of us to put in our best, we become angry, just like Cain did. He became angry with his brother and thereby deceiving his brother. He killed his brother. And when God asked him, he said, I don't know. Am I my brother's keeper? But he knew what happened to his brother. He knew what he had done. And that was why God made a curse on him. So, behind everything we are doing, when you give, and you know that this thing I am giving, it doesn't worth it. This thing I am giving is too small. This thing I am giving, how can I give this kind of money? How can I give this kind of thing to God? Remember, like God said to Cain, sin lies at your door. Let us learn to give in love and not in hatred. When you give in love, you will find out that if you give, you not expect anything from anybody. If you give, you will not want anybody to tell you thank you. Even if they say thank you, you will see it as a normal thing. But when you give and you are expecting thank you from people, how do you think God will reward you? That is why most Christians today, they give from year to year, year to year. Still yet, they are not blessed. Still yet, that which they are asking for God, they have not still gotten it. Because why? They are not giving with their hands. They are giving and expecting somebody to give them back in return, which is not supposed to be so. Let us learn to give in love. Remember, a giver never lacks. When you give, there is always a way that God will use to replace it for you. Let us forget that if I give this person, this person don't tell me thank you. I even tell myself, you not even tell anybody say I give am something. Let's forget about that. Focus on the purpose why you are on earth. Like, I will use our Father in the Lord, late senior prophet Nation. He has left a legacy for his church to follow. Even us as his follower, he has left a legacy for us to follow, which means giving. When he gives, he doesn't expect anything from the people he gives. Let me ask a question. If he's actually giving and expecting something from the people he has given, do you think that those people that he has helped, those people that he has helped, those who cannot walk, those who cannot talk, that he has helped, how can they repay him? Those people cannot repay him. That is why when he gives without expecting anything from everybody. And that is why he has been blessed even before he died. He has left a legacy for us to follow. But instead of us Christians to follow that legacy of giving, instead, we always want people to give us. We don't want to give. We always want to be at the receiving end and not at the giving end, which is not supposed to be so. The reason why it is good for you to be at the giving end is that if you are giving, God is blessing it. But you that you are giving, you are actually gaining no blessing from God. But you that is giving, and you are giving with your own heart, you are not expecting anything from anybody. God will bless you evangelist said. She said, the reason why I am teaching you guys today is because I am not teaching you for you to keep it to yourself. I am teaching you so that when I leave, you can be able to teach others. I have impacted in you so that you can impact in others. When I leave giving, it is not all about your money. It is not all about material things. You can give to people by helping them to pray. You can give to people by showing them love. That is how to give. It is not that, what if you give your own money you have today and there is no love for you? It becomes vanity upon vanity. So let's learn to give in love and not in grudges. Let's learn to give willingly. And another thing, let's learn to give the best out of our best. When you give the best out of the best, God will really bless you. When I mean blessing, it will bless you to the core. Because you actually give something that costs you a lot. Let's look at the case of Abraham. When God tested him, he told Abraham that he should sacrifice his son Isaac. Abraham did not doubt. But most of us, you go down and say, God, for this one pikin when I get, now you can say, make I sacrifice, give you. God, you should say you love me. You should say you don't hate me so. For this one pikin, for how long have I waited for a child? For how long have my wife waited for a child? For how long have my wife been barren? And now you have given us a son. Just one, not even two, so that I will be there with the other one. Just one. And he said that she sacrificed it for you. Abraham obeyed God's instruction. He did as God has said. All the instructions that God has given to Abraham, he did it. Even when the son was asking him that, Father, where is the ram that we are going to use for the sacrifice? Brother Richard, what was the answer that Father Abraham gave to his son Isaac when he asked him, where is the ram that we are going to use for the sacrifice? God will provide. Meaning, it's an all-sufficient God. So when you give, do not think that something has left you. If that thing, it is for another greater thing to come. When he said, God will provide, the pikin don't have to obey you. He follows the papa the road. Even when the father died, when he wanted to sacrifice, he not come. He did it. Until the angel of the Lord appeared. And he said, do not lay your hand on the son of your son. Look, you will see a ram. Use it for the sacrifice. And that was what Abraham did. Imagine if Father Abraham has disobeyed God. Imagine if Father Abraham has said, I'm not the go. Now only one pikin will get, let's make a sacrifice. Or better still, carry the pikin go hide. But because he did that, there is already a special blessing attached to that he has done. Because he did that, that was why God had to give him a ram for the sacrifice. And he didn't use his son again. Imagine if Father Abraham has disobeyed God. Maybe if he did not sacrifice the son would have died just like that. But he kept to the promise of God. He knew that, after all, it is God that gave him to me. After all, now God gave me the pikin. Nobody give me. So, if he's asking for the son in return, it is actually something he has to obey. And he obeyed. And there was a blessing attached to that he has done. So let us learn to give. Let us learn to give. The reason why it seems that most of us we are not growing today is because we don't give. It's because we lack that spirit of giving. We don't want to give so that people not will say you show yourself too much. You don't want to give so that people will not talk about you. If people don't talk about you, is it anyone that will talk about you? People are supposed to talk. People are supposed to call you names. Even when you give, they will say, she dey show herself, he dey show himself, and then I get past to talk. Because of this small thing where you give now. Because of this small thing where you give now, then they pass themselves. Allow people to talk. Give them the chance to talk. But most importantly, in as much as they are talking, do not fall out from the faith. Do not fall out from that which God has called you for. We are supposed to be a helping hand to one another. But today, if person even get 500, they beg am for 100 naira, you no go give o. You go tell you say, you see this money, I wan use am pay transport, I wan use am cook, I wan still use am buy something wey I go use repair something wey spoil for my house. Let's learn to give, even if it's costing you something. Let us learn to give. One woman once said something. She said she doesn't like what her husband is doing. And I asked her why. She said, even if there is no food in the house, and the husband get money, he go know, say this money na money wey dem wan take buy food chop o. The husband, person will come beg am. He go carry the money, give the person wey come beg. And dem no go come eat again with their baby wey dey house. Maybe dem go find something give the pikin eat. But the two of them go come sleep hungry. Say you no dey like wetin the husband dey do. I said, is that the reason why you are complaining? She said yes, because most times she go to bed, she's hungry. They don't even eat. But the little the man have, he gives it out. Then I told her that, do you know if this is how God is sustaining you with? Do you know if he stops giving? Do you know the trials you face? Do you know the temptation you face? Allow him to give. He said, it's not like he doesn't like the husband giving, but he shouldn't be doing too much of it, that the husband is doing too much of it. I said, well, it's left for you and the husband. If you don't want him to give, tell him at that spot, don't give. Then when you act as if you are in support of it, when you are not in support of it. What am I saying in essence? Let us learn to give. It really helps a lot when we give. You see, when you give, it makes a way for you where there is no way. A place you think that you cannot enter. A place you think that money is everything. Because you have been given, there is always a solution to it. Even when you are sick, you think, this sickness, can I survive it? This sickness, can I come out of it? But because you have been given, God will actually make a way for you to come out. Most of us, we hate when people gives in our presence. Like, maybe that they give something to somebody that is sitting next to you, and your child is there. They did not give to your child. You become angry. You go say, because he not like you, now you make it, you not give him. It is not supposed to be so. Your time turn has not come. That is why they are not given to your son. If your son or daughter is acting well, is behaving well, they will actually give to you. Just like Abel. Abel was respected because he acted well. Abel was respected because he did well. Let us learn to give in love and not in grudges. Let us learn to give the best out of our best. And I pray that God will bless His word in our hearts in Jesus' name. Any questions? Any question? So should I ask? What do you want to ask? Quality sacrifice. And our Bible reading is taken from the book of Genesis 4, verse 1 to 7. Sister Victory, I said
Praise God. Hallelujah. You will give good things. It means you will give without expecting something in return.
Give to Salem. List one of the signs to know that you have been a quality gift and explain.
One of them is you will give without grudges, which means you will give without your heart telling you. You will give without regretting. You will give without murmuring, like most of us will do. This money would have used it to buy something or use it to enter pay transport. But because you have that quality in you, you will give without grudging. Praise the Lord.
Give to our woman leader, mommy. I want to ask you a question. What lesson have you learned from today's topic? Okay, give the assistant woman leader. What lesson have you learned from today's topic?
I learned that to give somebody something, either food or money, that is what I like this year. It's good to give. That is if you have it, it's good to give. But if you don't have, you pray to God so that God will give you, so that He will give you. Some people have the money to give, but they don't have the money. Praise God.
Let's clap our mommy. So, I will give to our evangelist to close us.
Hallelujah. Please let's clap for Jesus. Let's start with prayer. Father, we thank you. We give you all the praise and bless your holy name. We thank you for who you are, for what you have done, and for what you are about to do in our life. We thank you for a successful Thanksgiving. We appreciate your holy name. Lord, we are not looking for your presence. We are still there in your presence. And we will soon start today's service. Lord, we pray that in as much as we start with us, let your words that we have heard today not be in vain. Your word will grow seed to bear fruit of prosperity, of progress, of wonders, of excellence in the mighty name of Jesus. For in Jesus' precious name we have prayed. Amen. Hallelujah.